What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of our Colorado Avalanche franchise mode series on NHL 22. If you haven't seen the last episode, that link's in the video description below. Go check it out. So in this episode, we're going to be getting into the 2028-2029 season with the Avalanche. We're starting to get into the latter years of this franchise series. I decided we're only going to do 12 seasons rather than 15. 15 just felt a little bit too long, whereas 10 felt a little bit too short. So 12 was sort of that sweet spot right in the middle there. I feel like it'll give us a good opportunity to win, hopefully, another Stanley Cup before the end of the franchise series here. So as always, guys, if you enjoyed the video, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. The support helps me out a ton. So here we go. Let's get right into the 2028-29 season. Enjoy. Alright guys, so to start heading into the 2028-29 season, we're just going to go over our lines real quick. Our lines are actually looking pretty good. We got Newhook, McKinnon, and Kyrou up on that first line. Landeskog dropped to an 82, unfortunately, so he's now down on the third line with Kempe and Hickman. Hickman here is our prospect, 21 years old, 81 overall. Shot is really good. Physical player. You know, could be better on puck skills and skating, but he's a power forward, so that shot's what really matters here, and all these X factors that this guy has, absolutely insane. Have him for 2 more years, so he's playing on that third line. They get a +2 correlation. Second line, very solid here, Ratu, Fajimo, and Chinikov. And then our fourth line there, Comtois, White, and Yolanen. Have a -1 correlation, but we couldn't really do anything around about it, so it is what it is. This first line is actually nasty. McKinnon will be playing like he's a 96. And then Newhook and Kyrou will be playing like they're 90, so really, really good. Our defensive pair is also looking great. Vasilev and Makar up on that first pairing, then Rutu Byram, and then Wiley and Roy on the final pairing. So these guys have been playing an 83 and an 81 on a third D pairing. Very, very solid. Special teams, all our first units on the power plays have +5 correlation, so they're actually going to be insane this season. And then all of our second units have even correlations, which isn't bad, but you know, still solid units, really good players on them. Penalty kills looking solid. I expect to have a high penalty kill percentage again this season. And 3-man PKs, very solid units there. To look at our goalies, we got DiPietro as our starter here. Again, we did sign him for the next 2 years. Pretty good, you know, poise 86. I think that'll make a difference over in Union, whose poise is only 80. I do believe that a goalie's poise plays a big difference in how they play during the season, especially during the playoffs, so we'll see if he can go up in overall rating, but I think he's going to be good for us. And that'll do it for the lines. So we're going to get right into the season, and I just want to show you how we did in the preseason here. We went a solid 6-1. Again, the preseason doesn't hold much stock in what happens in the regular season, but we looked pretty good against some very solid teams here. You know, the Jets, the Blues, the Wild, the Predators here, who made a deep playoff run last year. So I am, you know, looking forward to the season, pretty confident in how our guys are playing, and we will go right into the new year, January 1st, 2029, and see how we do then. In the new year 2029, we have a record of 26-3-6. We're playing absolutely out of our minds. 58 points, good for first in the Central, a solid 16 points over the second place Jets, and 10 points over the second place Kraken in the Western Conference overall, and leading the league by 5 points there over the Lightning. Several teams playing very well. Penguins, Hurricanes, Senators, Lightning, us, and the Kraken this season are actually doing pretty well. I do want to take a look at our stats just to see who's kind of popping off and what's happening that we're suddenly doing so well when last season we did so poorly. I mean, yeah, McKinnon leading the way as usual. You know, everyone, our top 6 forwards really, really doing well. And then our depth scoring, Hickman doing quite nicely, actually. That's what we like to see, only averaging 13 minutes of ice time per night, so not bad. Colin White, 10 assists, we love to see it. We'll check our defenseman, Cal Makar leading the way with 28 points. Rutu, again, scoring 4 goals. He's definitely an offensive defenseman. Provides some really good scoring there. Vasilev doing nicely with 14 points. And look at these plus minuses, really, really good. Vasilev up there with Makar, they're both plus 15. Really great to see that. I do want to check our goalies because I think that's a difference maker. Oh yeah. DiPietro playing absolutely amazing right now. 0.927, 2.19. Really, really insane. And Anunian playing a lot better as the backup, doing his job quite nicely there. So definitely signing DiPietro was a good move this season. He has absolutely been a difference maker for us. 2 shutouts there as well. Really nice to see. And we're going to go sim into the trade deadline. With the way we're playing now, I don't expect to make any moves, but who knows? Things could take a turn for the worse, but we'll reevaluate once we get to the deadline and see how we're doing then. Let's head in the trade deadline here. We have a record of 43, 12, and 6. We are still playing out of our minds, 92 points, leading the way in the Western Conference still, and 6 points ahead of the Lightning for first in the entire league. So we did lose 2 straight there, but overall, we've still been playing absolutely insane. I do think that signing DiPietro was absolutely our difference maker this season, and McKinnon absolutely popping off this year. 81 points in only 61 games. Dude is just a absolute legend for us. And we're going to head right into the trade deadline here. Again, I don't expect to make any moves. I really like how our team is playing right now. Unless we get some kind of really big blockbuster trade, I don't expect to make any moves headed into the latter half of the season. So we'll head right into the trade deadline and see what we can do. Alright guys, so I just want to show you one trade we made. I traded one of our AHL guys in our round 4 in the 2030 draft to the Anaheim Ducks. They had the Vegas Golden Knights 4th round pick. As you can see, we don't have a 1st round pick this season. I don't believe that I want to trade for one. We did have to give that up for to qualify the offer sheet for Vasilev to get him over the offseason. So I don't mind that. We still have our 2nd and 3rd round picks. However, I did want to add an extra pick in the middle round there, the 4th round. I feel like we might be able to find, some diamond in the rough type of player. And then we still hold on to our 5th, 6th, and 7th picks. So I just wanted to show that, just give us an extra pick in this draft. Looks like we have some good prospects to go in the middle rounds here, so I think we can use that to get in an extra pick for us. That'll be nice. Alright guys, so the trade deadline is over. As you can see there, we traded one of our AHL guys and our 4th rounder in 2030 for a 4th round pick this season. Take a look, see, I have a lot of draft picks going around. Koakainen and Johnson Fialbi to Seattle. Alexander Romanov going to San Jose in exchange for Connor Garland. That was a pretty big trade there. Here's another pretty big trade. Robert Thomas going to the Tampa Bay Lightning. Anderson and Hinola going to Edmonton. And let's see here. Yeah, lots of draft picks. Killorn going to Edmonton. Morgan Geekie and Adam Larson going to Vegas. That's a big ad for them. Wow, Keandre Miller going to Detroit. That's a pretty big trade there. Keandre Miller is a great player. Still pretty young. I think he's like 28 or 29. So that's a big trade there overall. Not a very active trade deadline here. Lots of draft picks moving around though. So, we sort of had the same idea. We wanted an extra pick this year. Didn't mind giving up the one next year. So we're going to sim out to the end of the regular season, see how we do. Pretty sure we're going to keep up this momentum. We got a packed schedule in March here, but we will sim right out to the end of the regular season and see what happens then. Alright guys, so to finish the regular season, we have a record of 53, 20, and 9, good for 115 points. First in the Western Conference, and tied with the Hurricanes, although they'll probably get the President's Trophy because they have more wins, so that kind of sucks, but overall, insane season from us. We'll take a look at our stats here. Obviously, you can see McKinnon popped off this year, 105 points, my goodness. Newhook just under point per game pace, 63 assists, absolutely insane. Kyrou playing well for us still. Ratu putting up 66. I mean, look at, oh my god, Hickman scored 31 goals and only 9 assists. That's insane. And he only had 14 and a half minutes of ice time per night. Wow, so he's a goal scorer down on that third line there, providing some insane depth. Chinikov, Landeskog still putting up pretty good numbers. And overall, some pretty good depth scoring up and down the lineup. Makar, 70 points, so good bounce back season for him. Byram, Rutsu stepping it up as well. Vasilev playing well also. So we love to see that. Look at our goalies here. Very similar numbers. But again, DiPietro playing very well for us. Poise 86 there. And Noonan's poise is at an 80. So I think going into the playoffs here, DiPietro could be a difference maker. But he played awesome. Let's look at the rest of the league here. Not the AHL, I'm stupid. So let's take a look at the other stats. So Aho with the most points, 110. You see McKinnon there. Not gonna win the Richard though. That'll be Duda, the rookie, on Seattle. My goodness, 93 overall, only 19 years old. Sheesh. That is insane. You could see here Rantanen still on the Bruins there. But yeah, we like to see McKinnon putting up 100 plus points for us. That's really great. Look at this, Jack Hughes and Quinn Hughes here. Both 100 points. That's pretty cool. Look at our defenseman here. Quinn Hughes, very, very solid block for the Norris. He's also on Seattle. Wow, so Seattle is stacked. Take a look at our goalies here. Most wins would be Vasilevsky with 46. Very, very impressive there. We'll take a look at our save percentage for a starter. Also Vasilevsky, .922. And goals against average. So Vasilevsky looks like going to win the Vezina this season. And goals against, though, should be for a starter. Could potentially be... Oh, I don't know. Dostal Knight there, 211. So, and Skinner, 208. So, Vasilevsky looking like a good lock for the Vezina. Quinn Hughes, a lock for the Norris. And we're going to go sim into the playoffs here and see who we get in the first round. Okay, so I just want to check on our AHL team. They actually did pretty well this season. They were 45, 29, and 8, and they are in the playoffs. And playing San Jose first, they had a very good record, but we'll see how they do in the playoffs. That was good to see. They missed the playoffs last season. Didn't play all that great, so it's good to see them back in the mix. And guys, we have the Vegas Golden Knights in the first round. Likely going to be a tough matchup. They played okay in the regular season, 41, 31, and 10. Look at the other matchups. Lightning, Maple Leafs again, my goodness. I literally think the last 4 seasons in a row they played each other in the first round. And Senators, Bruins, Pens, Capitals again. We love that kind of matchup. Canes and Flyers. In the Western Conference, we got Kraken going against the Kings, Oilers, Canucks, and Jets and Wild. So again, a lot of the same teams making the playoffs consistently here. Anything can happen in the postseason. I do want to take a look at the Vegas lineup and see who they have. Take a look at the Vegas Golden Knights. They still have Eichels in 93, Mark Stone 86, second line, very solid second line there actually. So they have some good depth on their team here with their forwards. I think their depth forwards outclass ours a little bit. Take a look at their defensemen. Theodore, their highest rank. So I think our defensemen a little bit better, especially our top 4 pairings, and see who they have in net. 82 Chris Treacher. Alright, so we do have a little bit of an advantage over the goalies. 80 poise, DiPietro's an 86, so we definitely have the goalie advantage. But again, it's the postseason, anything can happen. So we will get right into this matchup and sim game by game and see what happens. Start off with a 4-3 loss, that's a tough one. A 6-1 win, good follow-up there. A 5-4 loss, so we've been trading back and forth. A 5-3 win, 2-2. My goodness. A 2-0 win. And a 4-1 win. There we go. We take care of the Golden Knights in 6. Take a look at the other matchup. Kings Kraken going to 7 games. Jets sweeping the Wild. Lightning beating the Maple Leafs. Caps sweeping the Pens. Wow. And the Hurricanes beating the Flyers in 6. Still a few more series left to see how they play out here, and we'll head into the second round soon. Alright guys, so we have the Winnipeg Jets in the second round. You can see the Kings ended up eliminating the Kraken. They're playing the Canucks. And then the Eastern Conference, we have the Canes and Caps, and then the Lightning and Bruins. Let's go take a look at this Winnipeg team real quick and see who we are up against. As you can see, they're 46, 30, and 6 in the regular season. So again, we have a much better record. But let's take a look at their team here. So guys, they still have Kyle Connor, 91 overall. Great first line here. Cole Perfetti, 90 overall on that second line. And then they kind of fall off a little bit. I think our depth outclasses them a bit, but certainly the top two lines here will be very good matchups. In their defense, they have Devin Taves, he's an 84 overall, 35 results, still going strong, and Dougie Hamilton. So our defense definitely outclasses them. Feel like, our third and fourth line could take advantage if they get out there with the third or second D pairings. And we'll take a look at their goalies. 85 overall, Kyle Peterson. All right, so they have a very good goalie in net. Only 80 poise though again. But wow, look at his playoff numbers. He's playing very, very well. So this is going to be a tough one. Peterson's playing out of his mind in the playoffs. But let's get right into the series and sim game by game here. Start off with a 4-2 loss. That's a tough one. Another 4-2 loss. Oof. A 5-4 loss. No way we get swept in the second round. Let's see. Go into the sim here, guys. Not looking good for us, though. 1-0. 2-1. Get into the third period here. And they score very early on, 2-2. Wow. 15 minutes, 3-2 another one. That's rough for us. Getting into halfway through the third here. Not looking good. We're putting up a lot of shots. There we go. We tie it up. And down to the wire here. 4-3. Kyrou coming up big on the power play. 4-4. Oh my goodness. What's going on in this third period? Oh, and we're going to OT. Alright, this is a nail biter. If they score like right off the bat, I'm going to be so mad. We get swept. And let's see how it goes. Got a power play there. Can't get it done. Oh gosh, they have a power play. Under 10 minutes in the first OT. And there we go. Ruutu coming up huge. We avoid getting swept, so taking home some pride here. And we got a big hole to climb out of here though, guys. So let's see what happens in this next game here, game 5. 1-0 after 1. Tied 3-3. Wow. A big second period. Let's get into the third here. 4-3 there, McKinnon coming up huge. Lots of time left. 5-3 another one. Very nice to see. Still a lot of time halfway through the third. Getting down to the wire here, 2-goal lead, worst lead in hockey, under 5 minutes left. 6-3, that should do it. We should come away with the win here, and there we go. We live to see another day, headed into Game 6. This series is an absolute nail-biter, and let's go sim into this game. Again, we'll go period by period here. 3-2, wow, huge first period. 4-3, oh man, this is a really close one. See if we can get it done, hold on for a game 7. This is a tight one here. Halfway through 4-4, we tie it up. Getting under 10 minutes. Oof, tough goal there. Oh, not looking good for us here. Looks like this could be it for our playoff bid this season. 6-5, wow, 3 minutes to go. And that is a tough loss. And there we have it, guys. We are out in the second round of the playoffs this season. Very, very tough. Our AHL team is still going, though, I believe. Yeah, look at them. They are in the conference finals against the Iowa Wild. Very cool to see. I do want to take a look at our stats here. See what was going on. So yeah, Nathan McKinnon popped off, Newhook popped off. I mean, our forwards were doing well. Defense were playing well too. Feel like could have been the goalies here. Yeah, Mike DiPietro not playing the way we wanted him to in the playoffs here. 86 poise. I mean, he did have some very good games, but overall not, not what we want to see. .893 and 3.07, just not good enough to get the job done. So that is a tough end to the season here, but hey, we had a much better season than last, and we want to go see who win the cups this year. Alright guys, there you have the Carolina Hurricanes go back-to-back, winning the Stanley Cup. Let's look at their road to the Stanley Cup for the second year in a row. Wow, they played very well. They went to 7 games with Winnipeg, ultimately winning there, but look at their other series, 5 games in 6. They make pretty quick work of the teams there, so very impressive run by them, and good for them going back-to-back. We'll take a look at the awards. That's very impressive to see. All those teams, they're playing very well, and they also win the President's Trophy. And then there are those individual awards. McDavid getting the Art Ross, Aho with the Hart. Yeah, he's still on that deal with the Canucks. Quinn Hughes getting the Norris, he was a lock. McKinnon winning the Lady Byng, we love to see it. Good on him. Josephine with the Calder, Vladar with the Conn Smythe, Vasilevsky, Vezina, and William Jennings. Figured that. Edvinsson, Bill Masterson, Kings coach with the Jack Adams, Barkov with the Selke, Aho, Ted Lindsay, and Duda with Maurice Richard. So McKinnon ends up representing with the Lady Byng. We love to see it. But overall, a disappointing end to the season. However, I'm still glad that we made it past the first round of the playoffs and had a much better regular season. So we're going to get into the entry draft here. We should have a decent amount of, solid picks, and we'll see how it goes. Alright guys, so we have some huge names here retiring. Alex Ovechkin calls it quits at 43 years old. As you can see, he absolutely smashed Gretzky's goal record, 1,082 goals. Very, very impressed with him. I actually want to take a quick screenshot of this because that is very cool. And then Stamkos as well, calling it quits. They had both of them on Dallas. Absolutely unreal. Marchand, Wheeler, Hall, Skinner, Atkinson, Killorn, Strome. Insane names here. Palat, Henrique, Carlson, Nemestikov, Wilson. The list goes on and on, guys. My goodness. So many big name players retiring this season. But absolutely unbelievable careers. Take a look at the defensemen here. Brody, Orlov, Miller, Tanev. So not so many huge names on the defensive side, but still some very good defensive players. Take a look at the goalies here. Price calling it quits at 41. Wow. Great career he had. Allen, Campbell, Francois, Riddick, Lankinen to Smith, Delia, Sparks, and that's about it. So we're going to jump right into the draft here and see who we can pick up in the entry draft. Alright guys, so headed into the entry draft, we have the Ducks, Predators, and Coyotes. Look at the draft class here. No franchise generated prospects here, but a ton of good, the top 4 guys. Be interesting to see what their overalls are. And let's see, 81 medium elite. Wow, that's very impressive. A 69, nice medium elite, but that fall off there. And 75 medium elite. Wow, so Nashville messed up there. Big difference there. So let's go to our pick. We don't pick until the next round at pick number 57. Alright guys, I think I'm going to select this Braxton Connolly guy. 18 years old. He has a guaranteed medium elite potential as a goalie. As you can see here, his numbers pretty well from the small sample size. He's projected to go 59, so would definitely miss out on him. I'm going to take him over the medium top 9 guy. This guy here is listed as a gem, but we really don't know much about him. Only 50-50 for low top 4D. I feel like with our first pick of the draft, might as well select this guy, guaranteed medium elite. And only 47 overall, so that kind of sucks. But guaranteed medium elite, he will have some, good room to grow for us. Our other goalie prospects look okay at best. So I am happy with that pick. And let's go to our next one. Alright guys, I'm going to take this Philip Tkachuk dude. He is 17. He's got a guaranteed medium top 6 potential. 4 years ETA. Granted, we're only doing this franchise mode for another 5 years. I feel like we could be able to bring him up. Looks pretty solid, 2-way defenseman. Lots of ice time. So we'll take him and see how he turns out. So 58 overall, medium, top 60. Look at that pick. High backup, 71 overall. Very cool to see that pick for the Islanders there. So not a bad pick. We'll go to our next one here. I'm going to select Marc Cloutier, 18 years old, projected to go 116th. Again, this draft class was reported to be not that great, and so far it's showing with the potentials here. This guy's got 3 bars for a low top 9, put up some good numbers. Again, I'm just, not so sure about him. This guy has better potential. Let's see how he turns out. 60 overall, low top 6. Alright, not bad at all for round 4. I'm happy with that pick, and we'll go to our next pick here. Alright, I'm going to take the risk and go with Yuri Zykov. He's got a 50-50 medium elite potential. Didn't play a whole lot, so this is a very risky pick. But again, this draft class really isn't the best. I pick him over the fringe starter because we do have 2 medium starter potential goalies in our pipeline here. So we're going to take the risk on this guy. And wow, 59 medium top 9. So actually not a bad pick at all. And let's go to our next pick here. I'm just going to take our next highest ranked player that has the best potential. He's guaranteed medium top 9. Again, we're 156th overall. I feel like we have to take him, see what he is. So 60 overall, not bad at all for a round 5 pick here. And we'll get into our next pick, number 188. Alright guys, again, we have another medium bottom 6 guaranteed here. Projected to go 255th. So, again, not all that great players here down at the bottom of the barrel. But again, he does have the best potential. This is a guaranteed low bottom 6. So he actually, oh wow, this guy's actually put up some pretty decent numbers. ETA 4 years here and 5 years. Okay, never mind guys, we're gonna go with the Clemmy guy, Braxton Clemmy, and see what he is. And wow, 60 overall for a 7th round pick, not bad. Low bottom 6, and I am actually quite happy with this draft, guys. We got some very solid picks down the road here, and we're gonna get into free agency next year. Well, guys, one thing I did want to note was that DiPietro actually did go up to an 84 overall, so that's actually pretty good to see. Poy's still an 86, but very solid goalie for us. Noonan here, only 82. He's definitely done growing. He wants 4.3 million. Like, that's just not gonna happen. So we're gonna let him go here. Blomqvist said he does not want a extension, but I feel like he's good enough to be a backup here. So let's just offer him a contract. He wants 1.2 million. Does he come down at all? No, he doesn't. I feel like let's do 1.075. See what he says to that. Alright guys, so Blomqvist did decide to sign a 2-year contract with us, so he'll be our backup going into next season. Okay guys, so we did sign Landeskog to a 1-year contract extension. He's down to an 81 overall, but he does fit quite well into our 3rd and 4th lines. I feel like he might end up retiring after this season, and he did play pretty well, so I feel like, it's just right to have him play his whole career with the Avalanche. So we did give him that 1 year. I believe it's only like 1.5 mil, so definitely within the budget, and he's still a pretty good player, still got all his X factors, so that was a good signing for us next year. So we signed Fajimo to just a 1-year deal, playing pretty well, 29, he's up to an 83 overall, so pretty decent player, fits nicely into a 2nd or 3rd line role with us, so that was a good signing. Alright guys, so I do need to bring in at least one very solid defenseman. I have Jordan Spence here, he's 28 years old, 82 overall, top 4D potential here. Considering we are going to be heading into our 9th season and we're doing 12 seasons here, that means we have 4 seasons, so you see how much he comes down in price for 4 seasons, literally $1 million difference. So I'm going to offer him 5.5 for 4 years, lock him in there. Does take up a decent amount of our cap space, but we can definitely work with that. He's a very solid player, and we will see what he says to this offer. Alright guys, so we signed Alexander Texier to a 2-year deal. He's 29, 83 overall, so he's a very good player. He'll fit into our lineup nicely. I think he will definitely contribute to another playoff run in the 2029-2030 season. Wow, okay guys, we lock in Jordan Spence for the next 4 seasons, so he will be with us until the end of this franchise series, and that's an insane ad for us. He's a phenomenal player. He'll fit in really nicely in our D pairings. Alright guys, we wanted to sign Hartman, but we don't have the cap space anymore to afford him. And that was for those other signings. Obviously, we got Texier accepted instead of him. Would have loved to have him, but fair is fair. Alright guys, so we signed Paul Hickman to a contract extension. He originally said that he didn't want one, so we offered him, a good amount of money. We actually offered him like 200K less than he was asking, so we lock him in for another several seasons. That was a very good ad for us. And then we sent an offer to the Scott Saunders guy, and I can't remember what his team was, but they had the chance to match the offer. We high rolled him a little bit. He's a very good player, so I have a feeling that the chances of them matching our offer are pretty high. So we may end up losing him, and we may end up going back to Ryan Hartman, so we'll see what happens. And then the same deal with this Easton Alikis guy. His former team has a chance to match it. Very good player, so again, the chances of them matching our offer are pretty high, but hey, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right? So we put it out there and see what happens. Alright guys, so both teams matched our offers on those rookie guys. So we're back to Ryan Hartman. As you can see, we have 6.6 million in cap space. We do need a right winger now. So we're going to offer him 1.67 for 1 year. Still a very good player, 82 overall, 34 years old. He would be a very good ad for us this year. Okay, so we did get Ryan Hartman for the year. That was a great ad for us. He'll slot in nicely to our third or fourth lines. Again, happy that we were able to lock him in for a season. Okay guys, so Vancouver chose not to match our offer to the free agent Magnus Jacobs. We do have to give them our 2030 third round pick, but I'm not, I'm okay with that considering we still have our first and second round, and Jacobs is a very good player. So we just want to go and look at what he... So take a look at Jacobs here. He's got low elite potential. He's 24 years old, 81 overall. You can see Hickman's a little better than him. We got him for 2.2 million for the next 4 years. So that'll take us to the end of this franchise. Still got some very, good room to grow. Nice puck skills. Pretty physical guy, good shot. Great skating. Overall just a very well-rounded player. I think he'll be very good for our team this year. So yeah, we got some great, great ads over the off season here. I like how our team's looking for the next season. Alright guys, so before we end the episode here, I simmed through the preseason for the 2029-30 season. We went 6-0-1. I just want to take a look at how our guys are performing so far. Again, preseason we did really well last year. I mean, yeah, everyone that you want to see contributing, we have. Defenseman here, Makar leading the way. Very nice to see that. Let's see our goalies. DiPietro, wow, playing lights out in the preseason. He did go up to an 84 overall, so that was great to see. And I just want to go over our lines here real quick. Headed into the new season. Our first line, again, absolutely nasty. Very good chemistry. New hooks up to an 89. Insane player. Then we have Hickman, Ratsu, and Hartman on our second line here. Our third line very solid, and our fourth line very good as well. Just a really solid line there. Our third line I feel is going to pop off a little bit. Pretty high ranked going up against other third lines. And our top six looking very, very solid as well. Defensive pairs, I actually have Makar down on the second pairing here because of those +3s on our top 4 D pairs. That means our top line is basically going to be two 91 D guys playing together, and then our second pairing is basically going to be like a 95 playing with a 90. So an absolutely disgusting second D pair. And then our third pairing here, very solid here with Sami Niku and Jordan Spence. Still some room to grow for Spence. Niku's about done growing, but 80 overall at 32, not bad at all. Then we'll go out our goalies. DiPietro, obviously our starter. Blomqvist went up to an 82 overall, so not good, not bad. Could see here good stats on him. So that's what we want to see. We'll go over our special teams. Same deal here. All our first units have +5s. Second units are even correlation. Same on the 4-man PK unit or power play units. Penalty kills looking solid as well. Very good units there. In our 3-man PKs, very good units as well. So those are our lines going into this season, guys. I'm very confident. We had a much better season last year, coming off of a horrible 7th season. So going into our 9th season here, which means after this season, we will have 3 more years to hopefully win some more Stanley Cups. I'm really hoping that this team can do it. You know, we played very well in the preseason, and I'm just hoping that we can keep the momentum going, because I definitely think we have a Stanley Cup caliber team here today. Or this season rather, I'm saying today. But yeah, I mean, you look at our roster, up and down the roster, we've got 2 very good prospects here. You know, Myarov, I feel like he's not going to grow much more. So, you know, we might be able to dump him off to another team here. He's got that low elite potential, so that bolsters his trade value, which is good for us. But then Paul Hickman here, 22 years old, 82 overall. He is developing very, very nicely. Look at his shot, absolutely insane. Very physical guy. You know, good defensive awareness for a forward that plays the way he does. And we have him for another year, so he's going to want a raise, but he'll probably be well worth it. And I am looking forward to this season, guys. I am definitely manifesting good vibes. I think we can make a deep playoff run, and I'm very much hoping we make it back to the Stanley Cup final. So the next episode, we will be dealing with the 2029-2030 season. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this in the future. I'm having a blast making them, and I hope you're enjoying them too. I will see you back here for the next episode. Have a good one, y'all.